The markets are pumping. Is the bottom in? My name is mikemadz. Let's start this video. Alright, before we start the video, as always, please like, comment below, check out my links in the description, subscribe, and let's start working towards being the biggest crypto community by 2025. Let's get it. Alright, there's a couple of things I want to cover today. The most important metrics for you. It's going to be a quick one. However, after that video, you're going to be updated. Okay, if you check out the Google metrics here for Bitcoin, you can see that we are actually at a yearly low. What does that mean? It simply means that people are not searching as much about Bitcoin as they used to. That, however, can be a positive sign. Why? Because as soon as the hype dies out and hope is lost, we usually are closer to a bottom than we think. So in general, not the baddest thing to see. However, this chart clearly shows you that the general interest on Bitcoin and crypto is at an all-time low in this year. All right, as we're speaking right now, the markets are finally moving higher, slowly but surely. And one of the main reasons is the DXY, the dollar index. As you can see, we finally found some sort of local top, and we are getting rejected, okay? In one of my last videos, I was also calling it a top. However, we pumped higher. So you have to treat it with caution, of course. The dollar is still very, very strong. Macroeconomically, it makes sense for the dollar to be strong. So we have to pay attention to it, of course. Dream scenario for risk-on assets is for the dollar to finally break down heavier. Because usually, again, once the dollar breaks down, risk-on assets absolutely boom. All right, let's get to the bread and butter of this video. And this is two theories most traders and most investors have on their radar right now, okay? If we start with the first theory, this one right here, many people are comparing the current cycle to the 2018 cycle. Why? Because in 2018, we moved sideways for such a long time. Most people thought the bottom is in until the bottom fell out and Bitcoin dropped another 50%. Okay, so many people are expecting another leg down for this market cycle and are still on the sidelines, not DCing into Bitcoin. So those people are out of the market, watching and waiting for the last leg down. My personal comment about this theory is that there is some factors that make sense macroeconomically. First of all, we are in a very, very bad place all over the world. A recession is on the horizon. Rate hikes are still being jacked up month by month. So it makes sense that another leg down can happen, especially for such a volatile asset as Bitcoin. However, in my personal experience, when most people are waiting for one certain scenario to happen, the market usually does the opposite. Just like at the top of the last cycle, many people were expecting 100K and plus, and we're waiting for this 70K to break to the upside, and most people got absolutely wrecked. So you have to play the game accordingly. Right now, in my personal opinion, most people are waiting for another leg down, which has me doubting just a little bit. All right, let's take a look at the second scenario some people are starting to consider. That is that the final leg down already happened with 17,500. And that we are currently already in the accumulation phase for Bitcoin. That would make sense pain-wise. I think pain-wise it makes sense because we're in such a brutal downtrend for such a long time. Of course, the percentage drawdown from the last cycle is not that harsh. However, a comment to add here, we also didn't have that amazing gains to the upside. So diminishing returns and diminishing losses could be a potential scenario here, okay? If you look at this chart here, we are currently at the 133-day mark, where last cycle, we slowly started to creep back higher. However, of course, cycles don't have to repeat. They might just rhyme, and we're just comparing prior bear markets to the current situation. And for this scenario, those type of people are, of course, already in the market with their money and are betting on the bottom already being in. So there's two groups right now, people who are on the sidelines and people who already are invested. And of course, the third group is people who invested at the top or at different prices and are just waiting and forgetting about crypto or already sold. So you have to choose which side you're on. My personal opinion, as always, is have a cash position, slowly start DCing in. Long story short, and the absolute harsh truth is nobody knows. Okay, there is people and there's investors with hundreds of indicators and hundreds of tools in their toolbox, and they have been wrong before. Okay, so it's impossible to time the exact market movement. However, we can be prepared for what's to come. Okay, and this is all I can do with this channel. The most important thing is here, of course, for myself and you is don't get wrecked.